So it looks like Cardano has completed the third wave move to the upside right here, and what do you know, it touched the trend line that I have on the chart, and right now it's heading in a fourth wave move correction, which in my opinion could get to the 0.382 extension right here, or even the 50% extension. But if you look at the RSI right now, at least on the 1 hour, we are almost oversold, so we might only get to the 0.282 extension before continuing in the fifth wave move to the upside. And you know, targets have been reached in the third wave, which is a good sign. We went up in 5 waves to complete the third wave move right here, and things are looking good. Now, obviously, maybe you could say that the third wave right here is still in and it's not over. Maybe, I don't think so. I mean, the price already went down quite a lot, at least on the 1 hour chart, so I think this is most likely the fourth wave move to the downside. And obviously I could put the 0.236 extension on the chart as well, and as you can see we already got there, so the fourth wave could already be in, but you know, to confirm that it's in, I need a break above the third wave high right here. Now, where should the fifth wave, so this fifth wave right here, go? Well, in my opinion, it should get to at least 40.7 cents to get to the 200% extension of this 1-2 setup right here. And that would pretty much complete the third wave move to the upside of the 1-2 setup that I talked about. Then after that you can expect a fourth wave move down, and then a fifth wave which should go above the bull market support band. And once we get above the bull market support band, I think that's going to confirm that the second wave low is in, because we have been below the bull market support band for quite a long time now, and you know, if we go above it, we always can get rejected, of course, but you have to keep in mind that on the weekly and on the daily charts, we got a cross on the bull market support band, as you can see, and that usually means that the price is about to start reversing, because, for example, here we did a similar thing. The prices were very, very low, the RSI was pretty much almost oversold, and then we had the cross. Nothing happened for a few weeks, as you can see, but then the price pretty much exploded after the cross, and it stayed above the bull market support band until we topped in the first wave move to the upside. Then when we had another cross right here, and the red line went above the green line, that pretty much confirmed that a second wave is happening. And you know, we have been going down in price ever since, but right now we had another cross and the green line went above the red line, which is a very good sign, and this could mean that we are heading in a third wave move to the upside right here. Also, if you check out the ADA RSI, at least on the weekly, we are above the yellow line again, which is another good sign, because we've only been above it right here, and right here if you want to count this, but this was the first wave move high, so I will not count this. And you know, if we stay above it for multiple weeks, and if we start breaking to the upside, then, you know, I'm expecting the daily RSI to stay above the yellow line as well. Now let's go on the 4-hour chart again, because I'm not done with this. Like I said, if we do get into the fifth wave right here, we will go above the bull market support band, and we will also break above the trend line that I have on the chart, which will be very, very bullish, because as you can see, we pretty much reacted to it right here. So you gotta be very careful. As you can see, it reacted to it multiple times, and after it touched it, it pretty much went down quite a lot. And if you can remember, we were in a very similar 1-2 setup right here, and the 1-2 setup pretty much failed, and we had to pretty much restart it. And right now we are in another 1-2 setup. So be careful, we could always get another low in the second wave move down right here. Now, do I see that happening? I don't see that happening, honestly, because if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, it's currently at 57.35%, and I believe it will top somewhere, let's say, between 59% and 60.3%, and I think that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. So I believe Bitcoin dominance will top very, very soon. And even though I believe that, I mean, that does not mean that after it tops, Bitcoin goes down. No, that's not what it means. What the Bitcoin dominance chart means is that Bitcoin will most likely start going up a lot, and altcoins will follow it, and they will start outperforming it. So Bitcoin will continue going up, and if you look at the Bitcoin chart, I mean, it looks like we'll continue going up. So the Bitcoin dominance chart going down does not mean that Bitcoin will also go down. No, it only means that the altcoins will start outperforming Bitcoin. And of course, in order for the altcoins to start going to the upside, they need Bitcoin to go up as well. So, Bitcoin dominance going down does not mean that Bitcoin price is going down. As you can see, we have been going sideways on the Bitcoin chart for pretty much the past 5 months, and the Bitcoin dominance chart has been going up. So if we do want to get to like 60%, I think we need to keep going sideways for like a few more weeks, and then we will get to that level right there. And then we get the altcoin season that everyone has been waiting for. Now, of course, an altcoin season does not have to happen. But if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, for example, right here in this 1-2 setup, I've said this many times already, but this 1-2 setup that happened in the previous cycle looks very, very similar to the 1-2 setup that we are in right now. And if you can imagine, this also looks very, very painful. And this also took like 6 months before something actually happened. And then the pandemic happened, but we'll ignore that. Imagine the pandemic did not happen. I think the price would have continued going up right here. And in this cycle, we are pretty much doing the exact same thing, but we did not have a pandemic, at least not yet. And, this looks very boring. Nothing is happening, the prices are going down, and everyone is just selling right now because they're panicking. But do not forget, those that survive a second wave move down usually get rewarded in the third wave move up. Now, of course, the third wave move up does not have to happen, obviously, but, support levels are currently being respected. We did not invalidate the first wave move to the upside, which only means that after we finish this second wave move down, we have to get a third wave move to the upside at some point. Obviously, this structure could always change into something different, but I don't see that happening because it looks way too similar to what we got right here, and if things will repeat again, then I can see the price go in the third wave very, very soon. And that will go perfectly well with my other prediction, which is the Bitcoin dominance chart prediction. So, once Bitcoin dominance gets to 60%, we'll get the altcoin season, and that will be the perfect time for Cardano to start going up in the third wave move to the upside. If we want to copy exactly what happened in the previous cycle, which, we don't have to do that, but if we want to do that, then the first wave, so this right here, this first wave of the main third wave should get above the first wave high right here, which means if we want to copy what we did right there, this first wave right here needs to get to maybe like $1 to maybe 90 cents or so. Obviously, it could go a bit higher. Nobody knows where it will go. But, if we want to copy what we did right here, then we need to go at least above the first wave high. And then we'll get a second wave move down, obviously, and then a third wave move up of the main third wave. And this could realistically go above the 100% extension of the previous all-time high, just like it did in the previous cycle. And if that does happen, then the third wave of the third wave could get above the 2021 all-time high. And that could realistically happen in the next, let's say, 4 months or so, maybe 5 months or 6, but not much longer than that. If we do not get above the previous all-time high in the next 5 to 6 months, then I don't think we'll get a third wave move to the upside. Because, if we want to break all-time highs, we kind of have to get to the previous all-time high very soon, because after we do get to the previous all-time high, I expect there to be a lot of resistance, and I'm pretty sure we'll go sideways for like a few months before we actually do something after we get to the all-time high. Now, obviously, we do not have to go to the all-time high. It's not written in stone that we are going to go to the all-time high, but the wave count right now looks very good. And if you look, for example, on the monthly chart, in the previous cycle, we went up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup to form a first wave move up. Then we formed an ABC to form a second wave move down. And right now we should be in a third wave move to the upside. And if that's the case, then, we should start it very, very soon. And as you know, the third wave of the third wave is usually the most impulsive. So whatever happens in the next 5 months, or maybe even 6 months, will decide what happens with Cardano in this cycle. If we continue going sideways in the second wave right here, or maybe even invalidate the first wave move high, then a third wave move to the upside will become more and more unlikely. But right now, I see no reason to think that we will do that because we respected support levels. But you know, things could always fail and you have to be aware of that. And if we do get the third wave move to the upside right here, I mean, this could even go to the 2.618 honestly, because it's a third wave of a third wave. So it could get to like $8 only in the third wave. Now, is that realistic? I don't know. That would be speculation. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no idea. But judging by what happened in the previous cycle at least, I think it's possible to get to at least the 1.618 in the third wave right here, because we did that in the previous cycle as well. So, you know, right now I'm still watching for higher prices and, you know, I'm not bearish on Cardano. I'm actually very bullish on Cardano because the structure that we have right now looks very similar to what we had in the previous cycles. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon. If you are not a Patreon or a YouTube member, maybe consider checking that out because we give you access to all of our charts and we post some bonus videos on there. So, you know, if you want that, maybe check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.